Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's me again. I am just recording now this material because, I was just busy last couple of weeks. As you might know already, I decided not to play anymore titled Cheating Tuesdays. And just want to explain my decision. Well, I guess you understand why, but uh, just I prepared some statistics. As always, I like to base my words on facts, on mathematics, and on common sense. And that is why I will just show you. I made a bit of research, and you will see actually it will become pretty clear to you. I mean, my reasons, yeah, and everything what is going on in these tournaments, and not only these tournaments, on chess.com in general. So you remember that recently there was another report of chess.com. The first one was just total nonsense, and was in April sometime, I believe, and I recorded, by the way, video just explaining why it just doesn't make any sense. I'm too tired to record another video for the second one because, yeah, it's basically the same level of logics and mathematics, but okay. Anyways, let them do what they want. They have to pretend that everything is okay, that, as they mentioned, there is about 2% of cheating in Title Tuesday and so on. Okay, this mantra, I believe that there are fewer people every week who believe this mantra, because it just doesn't fit with reality at all. And of course, there will always be a good army of devoted fans of chess.com who would believe absolutely anything they would tell them. But for those who have critical thinking, they can see very clearly that this is just doesn't make sense, this 2%. And I will present you now another proof why it is, of course, not true. This is my recent research. So I decided to check, because as you probably know already, very often, I have some not too strong players supposedly who are playing extremely strong against me. And okay, I have some reasonable doubts, let's say, and of course chess.com and all the army of chess.com lovers, they start to tell, this Kramnik is accusing every second guy who beats him in cheating, he cannot lose. Okay, just see the numbers now, and actually you will see that it's more than every second. Most likely, maybe like 2 out of 3 are cheating, as I understand, because those are numbers. So I decided to do the following. Because there is a performance, but there is also a level of play. Cups, so-called chess.com. First, very important, I repeat it again and again, of course, for those in denial of anything then that contradicts to chess.com, they can close this video. Probably they will not watch it anyway. But for those who has a certain basic common sense, I will just tell that, of course, Caps is not incredibly reliable. I mean, in one game or in 2-3 games, but in a big amount of games, in a long sequence of games, it is pretty reliable parameter, and actually it corresponds it's really like very coherent with Lichess centi-pawns, which they use for anti-cheating, by the way. I mean, nobody ever pretended that centi-pawns there is something wrong with this analysis. And in fact, when you compare chess.com assessment and Lichess assessment, it's very, very similar. So you can check it on your own. Just take any amount of games and just check it on chess.com, on Lichess, chess.com, Lichess, and you will see that it's very, very similar. For example, the last World Championship, Blitz World Championship, I checked the games via Caps and Lichess, and basically the top 10 was the same, and actually in the same order, exactly in the same order. So this is just a complete nonsense, a fairy tale to fool fans, because chess.com unable for understandable reason to explain the quality of play of quite a number of players. Why all of a sudden the quality of play is like top 5 when they never actually even reach 2700 in their lives, yeah, and so on and so on. So that's why actually this parameter, again, taking like 100 games of each player, it is very serious. And if you want, take the same games, all this is open data, check it via lichess, centipones, and you will see it will be the same setup. So that was the introduction. So I decided to see how many games against the following players, which I checked. I checked all the same last 100 games against each rating group. So there are two rating groups, 7 to 8, so 2700 to 2800 Chess.com rating. So basically international masters, I would say. Maybe some of them are grandmasters, but not like top players, definitely. And another one is here, it's 2600, 2700. So those are really like international masters. I would say probably equivalent of 2300 more or less FIDE rating. So definitely not the players of the level of very top guys. And I decided to check how many games against each of the players the opponents of this group, so those players, played 91 plus cups. So 91 is well, actually it's top 5 level in average. For example, Carlsen's average, and actually there is not a single player, even top 10 on Chess.com, who is showing in average, let's say in last 200 games, more than 91. I think nobody even manages 91. I think 90, 90.5, somebody below 90 a little bit, but that is more or less the less. So if a player of, let's say, 2300, 2400 FIDE is playing a game with 91 plus level, that is really extraordinary. I mean, it can happen, of course, every player from time to time plays such a game, but I wanted to check how often do they play against the opponents. Again, these opponents, by the way, I also check, I just didn't want to put it here, to write it here, the level of play of the players whom I checked. Actually, it was very, very similar, more or less the same each of those players who is presented in this research. So no big difference, Carlsen or Firouzja or me even, yeah, because, well, when you play weaker opponents, basically everybody plays more or less the same level. Yeah, even though I don't really belong to this group by strengths nowadays, okay, but I'm still not that bad, yeah. So actually my rating is more than 3000 on Chess.com, so I'm not too bad, yeah. Of course, worse than all other players in this group, but still. And then I checked latest 100 games, and so let's see the results. It's actually very funny. It's in fact funny. And you will judge by yourself about 2% of cheating on Chess.com. So first about against the group of 100 games each of these players against the group of 2800 Chess.com rating. How often did they play 91 plus against Carlsen? 7 games out of 100. So all in a row, of course, games, 7%. And you see Nakamura 9 games out of 100, 9%. Then those are the real untouchables, so probably this is a real number. 7, 9, 8% would be a real number of honest play of this group of players. How often they can perform such games? Probably around 8%. So 8 out of 100, that is. Then there are, well, less untouchables, already touchables, but not fully. Caruana, Firouzja, Grishuk, so you see it goes with Fabiano 12 games, so 12% out of 100, 14% already against Firouzja. Then Grishuk is definitely even less untouchable, 18% of these games was played by 18 out of 100, quite a lot, I would say. Almost every fifth game from these people out of, let's say, 22,400 FIDE rating playing 91 plus. I doubt, but okay, still. Then I took Anish Giri. Well, he didn't play so many games. I mean, he just started to play lately, Title Tuesday, so he had altogether only 46 games. I mean, recently, in the last like 1 year, yeah. And seven of his opponents played 91 plus, which made it 15%. But yeah, you see, he played less games. And then I checked myself, and the numbers are funny. I had 28 games out of 100, so 28% of games when players of 2,400 in average FIDE rating are playing, I mean, top 5 level against me. Check, 28% against Magnus 7%, even let's say against Caruana 12%, 28. So does it the difference? Let's say if you are talking about 8, okay, let's make it 10% as a norm, but I have 28. Does it make 2% cheating on chess.com? Because okay, of course it cannot be completely equal, yeah, the percentage. Maybe I could have 15, maybe 20, but 28, this is just crazy. It's absolutely crazy, yeah. It's almost every third game such a player is playing against me on the top 5 level. Of course I lose much more games, yeah, I lose much more, not only because I'm objectively a bit weaker definitely than those players, but also because who wouldn't lose more game when you are like every third game you play with 2400 IM and he's playing on the level of Magnus Carlsen. I'm sorry, yeah, it's difficult to fight. So yeah, that, and then I checked this group, the same idea, yeah, this group, so 2700, as I mentioned already, more or less it would make it roughly 2300 players FIDE rating, and the same story, 5%, 3%, so of course logical that there are less games already, so only 3 out of 100 Nakamura, only 4 out of 81. Actually Magnus didn't play so many of such players because he beat them and then he just plays first, second round. But still 4 out of 81 makes it 5%, a little higher than Hikaru. Then 6%, 8%, 8%, 9%, and again, I'm sorry, 21%. 21% of 2,300 players who are playing top 5 against me, so which means more than every 5th game. When I play with, I don't know, National Masters or FIDE Masters 2300, they all of a sudden they become Magnus Carlsen against me. Okay, I think you understand why actually I have no interest of playing Title Tuesday, because, well, I don't have any masochistic tendencies. I mean, I first of all, I see when I play, I'm qualified enough to understand how much cheating is against me, which basically means that there are, let's say, well, quite a considerable amount of potential cheaters who cheat sometimes. So they just choose with whom to cheat. And me, since definitely chess.com is not going to punish anyone who would cheat against me, maybe other way around. Just as a I would like to mention that I've played almost 2,000 games already on chess.com. I never received a single notification of, when you receive your rating back that somebody cheated against you and you get the rating back, never a single one. So I never played a single cheater, not in all my chess.com career. Yeah, so I played almost 2,000 games. That's kind of funny. And then you see the numbers. So, well, you understand that probably here the normal number would be 5-6% maybe. That would be, yeah, in average I have 21. So you can make the math and understand what cheating, I mean, how much cheating is on chess.com. And I just take two groups. We are going to talk later about the top group, let's say professional grandmasters. Yeah, but even in this group, okay. And then actually the last thing I made is actually funny, because I decided to take the games which I played under the Krakosia account because I played it because I got tired of this. I got tired and I wanted to check of this 28%, 21 of every, I don't know, third game, some FM playing like Carlson against me. You know, I'm not masochist. And then I tried to check what will happen if I play under the other account, Krakosia, which I did. Frankly, I didn't play all the Title Tuesdays there, so maybe few was played actually by his Matulin himself, who is the owner of this account. But still, we are more or less of the same rating and level on chess.com in Blitz. So I just decided to check during this period when I was sometimes using this account how often people were playing against me. The same in the same groups of people playing 91 plus games, and you see all of a sudden it was still me. I mean majority of games, but all of a sudden when it was Krakosia account, I got completely back to normal. So not 28% anymore, 6%, actually the lowest number for some reason. Here the lowest amount of players were cheating against me, I guess 6%, and here 11%, a bit higher than everyone, but still of course way below, I mean, myself actually playing under my name. I think this, you know, if you have any common sense, I'm sorry, but it doesn't leave any single doubt about that this cannot be. It's me, here it's me, here it's me. It's more or less the same period. Here it's all the same players, we play more or less the same level, and you have such difference, 7%, 28%, 3%, 21%. Okay, I'm sorry, but everything is pretty clear here. So, okay, just like factual proof, factual mathematical proof, even though for me very often it's very clear just by playing already in the middle of the game, it becomes clear that the player is just too strong. It's a top level and he is simply a national master with, I don't know, 2200 FIDE rating. It just cannot be. But okay, those are the numbers that you stop telling that I'm bad loser. No, I don't care. I am fine to lose. I just don't like to lose against cheaters. And then, another reason why I decided already to check some more, because lately there was, I think, the last two Title Tuesdays, which happened a couple of days ago. Also, it was really funny. So I decided to check. Well, I saw that players were just playing crazily strongly, there. So first I decided now, just for a change, I decided to take 90 plus games, just because, it actually doesn't matter, statistics will be the same more or less, but I want to vary a bit, just that of course chess.com people and fans, they try to use any actually often completely ridiculous reason just to dispute what I present. So then if I would just make 91, they would say no, but 90 would be different, 92 would be different. So that's why, just for that, for the sake of being like to dismiss from the beginning this nonsensical argument, I made one research 91 plus, another research 90 plus, just that you see that it's more or less the same. It will get to very similar conclusions. You would get. So first what I did, I checked latest OTB World Championship Blitz in Samarkand 2023. I checked the amount of games 90 plus, all players played, actually all, but I just mentioned those players because those are the best of top established players who performed the best. So here is the place which they took in this tournament, their rating. Also, what is funny is that when it's about OTB, all statistics becomes completely regular. Everything is fine. So all best players are showing best results and best level of play. When it gets online, everything starts to be totally random. For some reason. So here is the amount of games, 90 plus games they played in this event, in the last tournament. last World Championship Blitz. Carlson won it very convincingly, and he has the highest, extremely high, 72.2% of games over 90. So I mean, amazing. Well, and he won very easily. So, but this is like a number which is very difficult to manage. Normally, my experience, I checked quite a number of World Championships, OTB tournaments. So usually top 10 player would be somewhere around 55 and 60%. I mean, like more than 60, he's in top form. I never saw yet anyone having more than 65% if it was not Magnus Carlsen. Magnus is having stably from 65 to 70 often, but nobody else really. Yeah, very, very rarely somebody jumps over 60%. But so I would say 55 would be a standard, a normal form of top 10 player. Yeah, 55% of games over 90, of course consecutive. Yes, of course I don't consider, just forgot to mention, I don't consider games below 20 moves because there are many short draws, so of course it would artificially increase the level. Most of them are 90 plus, so that is just will create a noise in the data. Yeah, so this is not considered. I don't consider also like 100 plus moves games when sometimes rook against rook somebody plays. Also, it would increase the artificially the level of play. So only coherent games. So no short games, no short draws here. And you see, actually the second best was Yu Yanyu with very high percentage, 66.7. But he actually played well, but he played very safe. Very safe. That is why actually he only took 13th place with such a level, because he was playing extremely solid safe chess, so made more draws. Yeah, so this is still extremely high level for, I mean, even for a safe play, but he is second. Third is Dubov, who took second place in the championship, 64.3, very high, so 9 games out of 14. And then you see, actually it's here it starts to be very, very, you see, it actually proves the point. If you are having a fantastic tournament or playing like extremely safe, which nobody is doing in Title Tuesday at least for sure, then you might have above 60. So Dubov had a fantastic tournament, Yu Yanyi played safe and he's very, very strong player. Artemiev always plays well, so a little above 60. And then MVL, Nepomniachtchi, Grishuk, they all had 11 games out of 19. Why 19? Because 2 were short, yeah? So 57.9%. And then Duda, 55%. And actually that's all. Only those players, how many? 8. Only 8 players manage above 50%. Out of 200 players in the World Championship, so it's actually very difficult. Most of players, they don't manage above 50% of games 90 plus, even top players. So you see Caruana managed only 9 out of 21. He actually played all long games, and 42.9%. Aranyan even less, 40%, and Eric Gaisi, who actually took 6th place, but he played very risky, I suppose, and a bit shaky, so 33.3%. And yeah, but there are many other players. I checked everyone. There were 1 or 2 more who made 50, half of the game over 90, but everybody else less. So that is clearly showing. And here people are really playing like full Monty, best openings, really trying their best, absolutely best. So obviously, when people are just playing Title Tuesday, well, they are not. Well, probably they're a bit less like motivated, yes, than playing World Championship, where you came specially, you spend money, and you really want to earn something, yeah. So it's clear that this is like a golden standard. It's like from here, if you're not top 10 player, I would say very difficult to reach 50%, very difficult. But in Title Tuesday, it's happening permanently and much more than 50%. So let's check now last 2 Title Tuesdays. So here is the late one, and then we come to the early one. So I decided to take the top 10 I took last 7 rounds just because, okay, first, second, sometimes up to the fourth round, opponents are pretty weak. Because I want to compare more or less this with the World Championship, Blitz World Championship, which happened just half a year ago. And well, for that I want, well, a serious players, because even in the World Championship also sometimes first round they play against not very strong players, but actually then from second, especially third round, you already play in a very, very serious opposition. Same is happening in Title Tuesday. From round, let's say 5, 6, you can already play strong players, and usually if you are somewhere on the top already, round 7 you play some already strong grandmasters, even Carlsen, Nakamura sometimes, a very top level. So basically it's very, very comparable, the level of opponents there and here. And then we see, so what happened in the, those are the places. So the first one was, who took in the late one, Magnus. Magnus, he managed 11 out of 11, but not showing, still not even being number 1 by level of play, of course, but beating everyone, yeah. And he managed, in the last 7 rounds, he managed 5 games, 90 plus, which is a lot, but actually it is pretty much similar to his OTB performance in the World Championship. Then Hikaru Nakamura, I think he was 8th or something, so he was not so successful, 5th, 6th, I don't remember. But anyway, in the last 7 rounds, he managed only 3 games, 90 plus. And so all together, because they are definitely, well, I mean, way better than all the players there, so I put them in the special group, and they made 8 out of 14, which is 57.1%. If you look here, it is more or less the, yeah, very top level. But of course, since it's not World Championship and okay, it's just online event, they're less motivated, so they make like, but still they play like really, really top 10 level. This is a performance of top 10 level, 2 of them, yeah. But actually all other players, and I tell you the names, Andreikin, Adhiban, Naroditsky, Shakland, Bluebaum, Frederick Swain, Jeffrey Shong, and Renato Terry. Sounds a little less kind of frightening than Nakamura Carlsen. They made exactly, and actually in a longer amount of game, in a big amount, they made exactly the same percentage. So 57.1%, 32 out of 56 games, 90 plus in those most important rounds. Andreikin 5 out of 7, like Carlsen. Well, the best is actually Jeffrey Shong, 6 out of 7. So better than even Carlsen. 6 out of 7 is almost, you know, I think only Magnus managed it. No, actually Magnus and MVL, yeah, and MVL, they managed it in the last World Championship. Nobody else managed to have 6 90 plus games consecutive out of 7, if I remember correctly, but that is, you will see something even better than that. Something tells me it's not very realistic that those 8 players are all in all playing on the same level more or less in those 7 games. I mean, achieving the same amount of excellent games as Nakamura and Carlsen. It's a bit weird, yeah. And also 57.1, as you can see, so all these 8 players all together played on the level of top 10 players. Yeah, here it's 57.9. It's, yeah, actually, yeah, if you take here from 4th to these 7 players, they played better than them all together, yeah. Well, it's just so all in all, more or less like all these players, yeah. So completely top 10 level by, you know, by their play, yeah. I'm not talking about performance now, even though performance was also great, but I don't know how it's possible that it happens all the time, that there is quite a number of players in Title Tuesday who suddenly perform fantastic games in the similar amount or more than top players all the time. That is kind of strange. And then so we get here, this is the best, this is the early Title Tuesday, last one, again top 10 places. Magnus didn't play, so only Hikaru played. there. I think, sorry, I think actually Hikaru won it, yeah. But still, in the last 7 games, he only 3 times he managed 90 plus, 42.9%. But here is really like, so second, third, and fourth place, they manage all together. Actually, out of 21 games, 20 games 90 plus in the last 7 rounds. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous. I can assure you, 7 out of 7, well, maybe once per World Championship, only one player out of 200 players manages such a streak. It is, you know, very few times actually. Maybe only Magnus makes it more or less consistently, but nobody else. I can assure, not a single. I mean, I'm not sure. Some even top 10 players, not sure they ever had such streak, like 7 OTB, like 7 90 plus games in a row. And Naroditsky, Andreikin, Jeffrey Sean again 6 out of 7. So altogether makes 12 out of 14. Also, this streak is just unthinkable. It's like it's Magnus or somebody once in his life managing OTB like this. Again, talking about a very serious opposition, yeah. From round 5, it's already serious opposition. Naroditsky had one short game, so I took round 4 because of that. So anyway, 7 out of 7 and 4. I mean, Aranyan of course is not on the same level, obviously not there at all. So he only 4 out of 7. Zhigalka 4. All Kolars also 4. Salem only 2, yeah, which is actually for his level more or less normal for TB. 2-3 out of 7, that's what he should do, and he did it. I mean, he was the one from, of course, Aranyan as well, who did absolutely normally, yeah, like it should be actually. And all together, all these players played 65.1% of 90 plus games. In those rounds, out of 63 games, which means they are playing on the level of on the level of not yet Magnus Carlsen, but already like really just behind, like second, third, fourth best players in the World Championship, where again I repeat, everybody is showing their best, absolutely best, yeah. So that are the numbers which are all this, and I will present you many more numbers which are showing everything very clearly. Unless you are in total denial of reality, everything is very clear here, yeah, that it just cannot happen normally. Just put them all OTB and they will never manage. I guarantee you that these players in 63 games, although they will not manage this 65.1% because they never did OTB. I mean, you know, it's very rare, again, as I show you, that every World Championship, very rarely people are showing, like, not top 10 player is showing more than 50%. It's almost not happening. And the same in 22, the same in 21, it's all the same. But online it's happening all the time, as you can see. So all this together, but especially this 28%, 21% when I play under my name, and then back to normal when I'm playing under somebody else's name, it all actually shows, well, I think everything very clearly. And yeah, I just don't want to continue this circus. And I don't want to play this Russian roulette. Okay, every time I play a game, and okay, maybe this guy, and I know by statistics this guy is cheating or this not, but this one again is cheating, and then I just wait what kind of mood he's going to have for this game. Will he cheat or will he not cheat? I'm sorry, yeah, I'm not a boy, and I'm tired of this nonsense. And they actually, it's becoming so obvious that, you know, many people, they don't really hide so much anymore, yeah. I mean, you can see it by these numbers. So yeah, no interest anymore of playing these Cheating Tuesdays, but I will record more and more. I will inform you about new geniuses. Every week there are some geniuses, so I will keep you informed about it. Thank you for your attention.